WI project is about. And it is like a global network of IEEE members and volunteers which are dedicated to promoting women engineers and scientists and inspiring girls around the world to follow their academic interests in career in engineering and science. So it's the world's largest technical professional organization you can see over here. What exactly is IEEE project-based learning is the main objectives of the camp are to build a school-built community under this camp, to initiate the zeal of this innovative mindset. The second one is to enhance the practical implementation of the cutting-edge technologies related to the school curriculum and to foster the technological reach to primary, secondary school levels so as to make the budding students industry ready. So project-based learning is introduced by IEEE WIE under the IEEE WIE branch, and it is all around the globe with the support of this different WIE affinity groups. So these are the objectives, and recently we will be having a school camp 3.0, and these are some of the glimpses of the first and the second edition. Few of the students might be have attended the first and the second edition as well, whereas in first edition you had seen about the coding and sorry, not website this thing and website development without coding, and the second one was share and care using project based learning. So now the third, we are coming up with the third one, School Camp third edition, that is Sustainable Technology for Humanity. And today we will be having Vasundhara with us, which is who will be telling us about the coolest projects, and it will be a very good opportunity for all the students who have joined. So now I will hand over to Mitresh for just introducing our speaker today. Yeah, over to you, Mitresh.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for handing out to me. And once again, welcome all for this wonderful session. Let me introduce the speaker to this August gathering. Ms. Vasundhara works with the Raspberry Pi Foundation and has been in the education and development sector for over 7 years. She has worked with the government of Delhi, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh, advising them on the different ways of approaching systematic change. She is the postgraduate from 𝗖ญ่𝗿𝗄𝗃 University with the specialization in development studies. She is now exploring the integration of technology and education through her work with the Raspberry Pi Foundation. With this wonderful profile, I'd like to welcome the speaker, Vasundhara. Over to you, ma'am.
Before we request you, Vasu, to come on online and take over the session. I would say, like, many of the new students are on the call as well as parents. So I would like to little bit explain, like Roshali took some time to explain about it, but let me quickly explain about the journey we had so far about IEEE VPBL camp and how Raspberry Pi Foundation came into the play with us. So IEEE Women Engineering Project-Based Learning School Camp. Initially, we started in April 2021 with the first edition, with the focus how we can let you know about the theoretical knowledge, what you're learning from your school academic curriculum, and how you can connect it to solve some societal issue on the basis of let's say sustainable development goals or some societal issue, let's say making a website on COVID-19 bad availability. That's what was one of our problem statement in April 2021. And the second edition, with the excitement of around, I guess, 8+ countries joined us last year. And the third edition we are going to host this year in June 2022 in a hybrid format. So many of you will be joining us through WebEx, and many of you will be joining us offline in 𝗏𝗏𝗃 Haryana Manav Vishnu University. Coming to Raspberry Pi Foundation, I guess last year, you all remember, if I would say few of the students are there from last year as well. Sean Benedict is here, who was the last camp winner from 8th class, if I remember correctly. So last year also we hosted coolest project. It was not with full preparation because it was very sudden, tight timeline. But this year we have a plenty of time, and that's why we invited Vasu from the core team, Mumbai Raspberry Pi Foundation, to help us out and to make you aware about this coolest project and how you can submit the exact project by modification and by revolving around the theme of what we are focusing in 3.0, that is sustainable technology for humanity, in camp as well. So thank you so much, Vasu, for taking our time and joining us today. It's a great pleasure for all of us that we collaborated with Raspberry Pi Foundation, and you are helping us out to spread the word of project-based learning. Over to you.
Perfect. I think, that's sort of a short summary of, how we were involved. And I mean, hearing your journey of the camp itself, I think I connected with you last year, Ramnik, and it has been an absolute pleasure to know what all you and your organization and your team has been up to. Let me just begin by saying thank you so much. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद to everyone who has joined. Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock after lunch. Probably those of us who are in North India would have just had rajma chawal or chole bhature, so eyes would be closing a little bit. But I will try and make it interesting for you. And just to give you some context. Ramnik, if you can see my screen, if I'm audible, everything is okay, give me a thumbs up. Perfect. Great. Now, whoever knows me, Ramnik knows me, and the students who have joined the call, I always try and make the sessions interactive. If bilingual is okay, so let me know in the chat box. You all have to be absolutely active on the chat box. Okay, I have you on my other screen and I can see who's responding, who's not responding. So make sure that you have your chat open, because we are going to start with a couple of just intriguing computational thinking questions. All right, I know we started late, so uske liye thoda sa maafi. And whoever is on the call, right? I know you mentioned Sean. I know there was 𝗖𝗍𝗍 who was waiting that when will the session start. So now that it has, I have a couple of questions to just oil your brain. थोड़ा अभी दिमाग, क्योंकि राजमा चावल और छोले भटूरे के बाद हो सकता है थोड़ा स्लीपी हो गया, तो उसमें थोड़ा उसको जगाते हैं. And very basic computational thinking skill level questions that I will have in front of your screen. And let me know if you can see it. And here goes the first question. Okay, so it's for everyone on the call: adults, kids, parents, tutors, educators, people from the IEEE team as well. Feel free to participate. All right, now this a normal computer, right? A normal computer line by line program ko padhta hai. So a computer normally reads a program line by line from top to bottom. Correct? Top to bottom. When running the program below, it prints out 2, 4, 8. आपको यहाँ पर you can see the, I'm so sorry, just trying to annotate. Yeah, you can see the program written over here, and you can see that this is what it presents. This is what it prints, right? Now the symbol arrow, let me pick a different color so that you can see. And let me see if I can also quickly clear. Perfect. Perfect. Now, if you can see that this particular symbol, oops, yeah. I'm new to WebEx, so just allow me a moment to just, yeah, perfect. Now, this symbol means store the calculated value on the right, in the variable on the left, right? So you all sort of understand what I mean by this question. Now, if this is the program, and this is the question, example, in the first line, 2 will be stored as a variable called A, right? 2 will be stored, top to line karenge, right? Top to bottom jate hain. So if A over here, right? A over here is stored as 2 is stored as A, and the symbol, this star symbol is for multiplication, like all of us know, right? If the computer is behaving strangely, ho sakta hai unko thoda, all right, so we'll just stick to English. Perfect. So now, if the computer is behaving a little weirdly that day, all of us have bad days, poor computer can also take an off day. Although it's really, really strange, but that day, your specific computer started running programs from bottom to top. Okay. Now, question is, what will the computer print out? What will the computer print out when it is running this same program, but bottom to top? What do you think? Type in your options. Type in what you think as A, B, C, or D in your chat. We have Leela Ambika for responding really, really quickly. Thank you so much. So you responded with D, which is 100, 200, 400. What do you think? What are other people thinking? You know, there is nothing first, second, third, or something like that in this. This is just to oil your brains, just to get you started. What do you think the answer would be? Sean says A. All right. Leela says D. Sean says A. We'll see what others are saying. So quickly type it in the chat box. What do you think the computer will print out after running this program? Mansi says D. Anhad Geet says 100, 200, 400, which means D, option D. Kaushika Sankar says D. So a lot of students are tending towards D, right? A lot of students are tending towards D. We'll see what others are also feeling. What about, okay, Dikshit says B. So now we have students who are saying D and who are saying A, and someone who's saying also B. Do we have anyone else responding? Let's see on the chat. Chandrika says D. Okay, great. Anyone else? Anyone else? I see a lot of people are on the call, but they're not responding on the chat. What happened? Come on. Sandhya, Sangeeta, Sivasankar, Rubini, Nityavati, okay, Leela ji has responded. Dr. Amjad Razalji, please, it's for adults and students alike, okay? Has no age barrier. Okay, Sivasankar says C. All right. What do you think? What else? What else? Anyone else wanting to respond on the chat? All right, we will see a quick drum roll from my end, and the right answer is D. So a lot of you responded as D, which was 100, 200, 400, and that's the right response. Because if it reads from bottom to top, that's what we were saying, right? Like it's going to read from bottom to top. So if it says A as 100, right? Oops. If it says A as 100, so then it will print as 100, right? So that's here. Then it says write A, which it has written. Then it says A, again, the new value of A will be the old value of A into 2, which gives it 200. And then it makes it 200 into 2, which makes it 400. Perfect. A lot of you got it right in the first go, which is great. I hope you're giving small pats on your backs, right? And the people who didn't get it, no problem, right? The idea is that you start thinking in a way that is, you know, we very famously call it algorithmically thinking, right? And this is what it means. This is exactly what it means. So I will pop up another question in front of you. And this is from obviously one of the most favorite languages ever for, you know, children, at least, you know, beginners in coding. And Scratch is obviously a very, very complex tool. Also, it can be used to, you know, make complex projects. It can be used to make simple projects. So one of my favorite is Scratch, definitely. What do you think if the condition is true in this line of code, in this full line of code, this block of code, there are certain conditions, right? There are certain conditions. What do you think will happen if the condition is true, A or B? Can I quickly have, you know, people responding on the chat? If the condition is true, then what do you think will happen? A or B? Now, A is also an option, right? So it says, if touching dinosaur, then do this, else do this. Leela, Ambika again. Okay, Sean says my screen is black for him. Maybe rejoin? Yeah, all right, perfect, thanks. So Sandhya, Angadit, Rubini, Leela, Leelambika, and who else? Dikshit. Perfect. All of Chandrika, more students. Come on, come on. I want you to be active on the chat. We have to make it interactive, right? Otherwise, Rajma Chawal and Chole Bhature and Masala Dosa and Medu Vada will overtake us in terms of sleep. Let's not do that. All right. So Kaushika also says A, and you know, it's all of you are right, which is great, right? So if the condition is true, A happens. That's what exactly our first option is doing, right? It says if touching dinosaur, then say oops. It does touch dinosaur, and it will say oops because the condition is true. right? Now, what happens if the condition is false? Not the same line of code. It's a different, line, different sprites. What do you think will happen? What will, out of A and B, what do you think will happen when the condition is false? First one was true. Next is false. Out of A and B, what do you think the right answer is? Come on, students. I want to see people in the chat. Perfect. Dikshit says B. Mansi says B. Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you, Dikshit, for responding. Thank you, Mansi, for responding. Leela Ambika says B. Kaushika says B. Siva Sankar says B. Thank you so much for responding. Great. Waiting for other students to quickly respond. Aditya also says B. Manjeet from we have who has joined the YouTube live stream. Hi Manjeet, thank you so much for joining. You are also saying B. Great, brilliant, brilliant. Who else? What else? Is there anyone who thinks that it might be A? Otherwise, we have a complete unanimous. In a democratic country, we have, maybe for the first time in history, we are narrowing it down to one thing that we all have agreement on, that it is B option. Mitharsh also says B. Thanks, Mitharsh. And what happened then? So we said, when the sprite is clicked, forever loop, if key left arrow is pressed, then change size by 10, else next costume. Chandrika also said B, right? So now we are saying the condition is false, right? We are saying that when the condition is false, what will happen? So the false condition lies here. This is the true condition. If this happens, then do this. If this does not happen, that means the condition becomes false. Then change the costume. And we can clearly see that in A option, our costume is changing and not the size. So the correct answer was actually A. So these are certain small things that we need to pay attention to. In B option, the size is changing. If you see, it is obviously small, it becomes big. Correct? Here, the flaps are sort of this changing, right? So it's changing the costume. So from hippo 1A, it becomes hippo 1B. In B option, it becomes bigger, right? So certain things, what I would like to point out over here is that be it scratch, be it any problem in life, it might look like an obvious problem for you. And you might also think that there is an obvious solution, right? But that might not be the case every time. So it's always good to look at the problem, break it down to smaller steps. That's also a computational thinking skill called as decomposition. How do you take a big problem down, chunk it down to small problems, and then sort of look at it? So if you would have looked at the code, you would have seen, oh, it's a very simple code. I can see what is happening in the options. Very quickly, let's respond. But when you break it down, when you look at it line by line, then you realize that, oh, this might not have an obvious solution, right? Perfect. Now, this is no +1 or -1 to anyone. This was just meant to, activate our energies, sort of bring, this aspect onto the table. And I'm just going to close down with my last sort of questions. This is a little complicated, right? So now it's a longer question. Earlier, I had simple line by line questions for you, maybe a single line question, right? But here, I'm trying to bring a problem in front of you. Now try and break it down, read it line by line. I will sort of enunciate it for you as well, right? So in my house, there are 5 household appliances. I mean, I'm sure there are more appliances, but I have narrowed it down to these 5 appliances. Okay. What are the 5 appliances that I have? Computer, washing machine, TV, coffee machine, very important, and vacuum cleaner, right? Computer, washing machine, TV, coffee machine, and vacuum cleaner, and 5 buttons. Okay. A, B, C, D, and E. Now, there are these buttons, 5 buttons to control all these appliances. So 5 appliances, 5 buttons, controls them. You can change the on and off state of the appliances by pressing the buttons like, you know, you do for any other appliance. Fan on karna hai to switch on. If you want to switch off the fan, switch it off, right? As the buttons are, however, the buttons are designed to be complicated, right? Now, I never said that these problems, like for example, this problem or the example that I gave you, that life may throw such problems at you that you might think that there is an obvious solution. Now, this problem is made by me, so I've made it a little complex, right? So these buttons are designed to be inconvenient. Okay, as the buttons are connected to multiple appliances. So say, for example, one button is connected to multiple devices, right? As the buttons are connected to multiple appliances, each button changes the on and off state of multiple appliances at the same time. Now, if you don't have a pen and paper in front of you, do grab it as soon as you can. Okay, you might need a pen and paper for this. So if you have 5 appliances, and I've also given you a chart for you to help. Okay, so you look at this as well. You look at this as well. And I've also given you textual explanation, right? So now button A is connected to the TV, coffee machine, vacuum cleaner. Button A is connected to 3 appliances: TV, coffee machine, vacuum cleaner. Button B is connected to PC, washing machine, and coffee machine. Now that's exactly what I have shown over here. Okay. So you need not draw it again, but if for your understanding, I would suggest you can draw it. Okay. Button C is connected to PC, TV, and vacuum cleaner. Button D is connected to the washing machine, TV. Button E is connected to TV and vacuum cleaner, right? Now, my question is, can you only turn the TV and coffee machine on? If yes, then what will be the procedure? What will be the line of code that you will write? What will be that exact instruction that you give the computer to run, right? What will be your exact sequence of on, off to only turn the TV and coffee machine? Now, keep in mind, A, B, C, D, E are connected to multiple appliances, like we said, right? It's connected to multiple appliances. And this is also shown in a diagram over here. What will you do in terms of to only turn the TV and coffee machine on? What will you type? Can you quickly write it in the chat box? And if you're thinking that what will it look like, you can just type A plus B plus C plus, you know, whatever you think the combination will be, that's what you have to write. So for example, let me try and make it a little simpler for you. If you look at this diagram only, right? Now button A is connected to what all? The TV, right? The coffee machine and the vacuum cleaner. What do I want on? The TV and coffee machine. So yes, maybe you can press A, but it will also switch on this, the vacuum cleaner. Then what will you do to switch it off, right? What will you do to then switch it off? How would you take it back to only these two? How would you take it back to only these two? That's what you have to do. So Sandhya says button D. Okay. If you switch on button D, then washing machine and TV will be on. All right. Sandhya, then what next? What next? Try and think. You're absolutely right, Sandhya. Your line of thought is correct. So if you're pressing D, then what will you do? And you have to also think of the most efficient way. If I write one full ABCD A to Z 24-letter line of code, then that will not help me. You have to find out the most shortest way, right? Okay, so we have Manjeet from YouTube commenting that first we will switch on B and C. Okay, so if B is on, then the PC, washing machine, and coffee machine is on. Then we will press C, right? Then when we press C, then the PC will be off, right? Because the PC PC is already on. If we press it again, PC will be off. Then the things remaining on would be washing machine, coffee machine, TV, and vacuum cleaner. Now, what is our next step? We have to somehow switch off the vacuum cleaner and washing machine, right? So then what else will we do? It's right there in front of your eyes. Manjeet, great going. I love your participation. All right. Leela says A to E. So if you press A, then TV, coffee machine, vacuum cleaner will be on. And if we press E, then TV will be switched off because TV is already on and vacuum cleaner will be switched off. So the only thing remaining on will be coffee machine. Then what else can you do? What else can you do to have the TV also on? Great going, Leela. You're thinking right. Can we have others are also responding? Anat Geet, Anita, Dikshit, Chandrika, Arpita, Kaushika, Mamta, Nityavati, Sivasankar, Mamta, Riya. Come on. I want you all to think. Sean, Sangeeta Singh, Sandhya, Anita ji, Arpita, Chandrika, it will be great if you can respond on the chat. Just think out loud. Does not matter. Does not need to be the right statement, right? Sivasankar says C, D. Okay. C, if you press C, PC, TV, vacuum cleaner will be on, right? Then you press D. Then TV will be off. So then what is on? Your PC, your vacuum cleaner, and then washing machine. But that's not what we want. We want only coffee and TV, right? And yes, like Ramnik said, right? You do not have to worry about what the right answer is, what the wrong answer is. There is no marks. There are no +1, +5, -100 going on, right? It's just that you are thinking out loud. Share your thoughts. That's what we want. Okay. And then Sivasankar is saying, press D again. So if we press D again, think about it a little bit, Sivasankar. Think about it a little bit. But in the interest of time, what will I do is I'll try and show you the response. All right. Show you the actual line, what we will do. And then you will realize that, you know, there might be a longer way to do it, but there might be a shorter way also to do it. So just like life, just like your studies, just like any problem statement you are given, think about it in a way that you are breaking down the problem statements. Okay, break it down, find solutions. There might be 10 solutions available, right? What is the biggest something that speaks to you very, very closely, right? For example, I mean, I stay in Noida, which is near Delhi, and this March was the hottest March in the last 120 years, right? So that is speaking about climate change. So that problem is so big that I cannot approach it in any way, right? So I have to break it down. What is it that I can do to solve that problem? How can I use my skills to solve that problem, right? So just this way, now climate change is a big problem, right? What is it that I can do, right? Maybe I don't switch on my AC for more than this many hours. Maybe I use public transport, right? All these things. Maybe I start planting. Maybe I start gardening again, right? So these are steps that you can do. So like I was saying, they might look like complex problems. You might think that, oh my God, ma'am has, Vasu ma'am has what she has done, only TV and coffee machine, this big diagram. Oh my God, I can't understand what is happening. But no, just try, just take a deep breath, calm down. Every problem can be solved only if you think a little logically and algorithmically about it. How can you achieve that? Once you participate in, activities like these. Activities like IEEE PBL camp, activities like coolest projects that I will tell you about, activities like daily life, how do you engage with yourself, with people around you, right? So now, I have a couple of more responses. Anita, B and C. Dikshit who says turn on switch C and then turn on switch D. BC on, BC off. Right, perfect. Now, a lot of people had a good start. Like for example, Anita had a good start. Leela also had a good start. Sivasankar also had a good start. And of course, our watcher from YouTube and Manjeet, you also had a great start. Now, what is it that I did over here? Right? The buttons that have to be pressed to turn only being the keyword, only the TV and coffee machine on are B, D, C, E. Right? To switch on 2 appliances, I had to press 4 buttons. Right? So what happens initially? What happens? The combinations to control each device, I wrote it down. Right? This is exactly what I had written down here. Sorry, just give me 1 minute. Yeah, this is exactly what I had written down here. Right? So now computer is C plus E, coffee is A plus E, washing machine is A plus B plus C, TV is this, vacuum cleaner is this, right? So now to get the TV and the coffee machine turned on, we need to press their respective combinations. So we take the combinations from here. So what is the TV combination? A plus B plus C plus D. So I write that. And then what is the combination for coffee machine? Coffee machine is A plus C, right? So then we will also cancel out things, right? So since A plus A cancels, we are left with only this, right? Now, you practiced such a big skill. Let me just remind you, all of you, that you practiced a brilliant skill right now. What is it that you practiced? You practiced decomposition, like I said, breaking down problems, modeling and simulation. This is something, these words are used for college students, but you have just practiced it, right? Algorithms, of course, because these are all, these are all algorithms. Algorithms need not be only Python code and other things, right? Algorithms are basic, specific instructions to do some task. That is it. That is it, right? The concepts that are sort of covered here, it's maybe a little too this thing for you, but data collection, specification, algorithms, digital system, these are all things that you are, practice basic activities like this, right? Now, in chat, in YouTube, whoever is watching us, can you tell me, did you enjoy these questions? On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being highest, yes, enjoyed it, really loved it. 1 being, did not like it. What is it? Did we even learn anything out of this? Right? So if in the chat, if you can just write from 1 to 5, what is it that how you are feeling? Are you excited? That means 5. If you are sleepy and want to, did not enjoy it, type 1, 2, whatever, right? Quickly in the chat box, people who are there in the chat, in YouTube, and wherever you are joining us from, if you can write that in the chat box. Thanks, Ramneek. Come on. I want to see some spam happening on the chat. Come on. I know a lot of you were responding. So Nityavati, Anita, Sivasankar, Manjeet on YouTube, Chandrika Poonam, thank you for giving that thumbs up. Great, I love it. If you can quickly type it in the chat box, then I'll proceed with what, Coolest Projects is and how you can sort of participate. All right. Arpita, Riya, Mamta, Sean, how do you feel? On a scale of 1 to 5. Perfect. I see a lot of 5s. Thank you so much. I just scrolled up for like 2 seconds, and when I scrolled back down, I see so many 5s. Thank you so much. That pumps me up, and hopefully I will be able to transfer that energy to you, right? Aditya, Sean, Leela, Angadi, Chandrika, Anita, Rubini, Dikshit, Arpita, Avni Ranjit from YouTube, I guess, Mansi, perfect. Thank you so much. Love it. All right. How, we are here to specifically maybe talk about Coolest Projects. Now, what is Coolest Projects? How can you get involved? Who am I, talking to you about Coolest Projects? What are we doing here? Let's try and cover that in this section, right? Before that, stay hydrated. Let me try and sip a gulp of water. And I know it's really hot in North India, so whoever is joining from North, please keep having water. And otherwise also, it's good to stay hydrated. So everyone on the call, take a sip of water and then we'll start. Perfect. Now, Coolest Projects is essentially world's leading showcase gallery, right? Raspberry Pi Foundation. Okay, how many of us know what a Raspberry Pi is? How many of us has seen a Raspberry Pi? Type it in the chat box, yes or no. Okay, Aditya says he does. Wonderful. Mansi says she does. Anyone else who knows what a Raspberry Pi is? Sean says yes. You have a Raspberry Pi 4, Aditya. That's good. You know what, Aditya? There is a global shortage, in fact, of Raspberry Pi. So good that you have a Raspberry Pi 4. Your mini computer, Ramni. Perfect. Sean also says he has one and he has also worked with it. Wonderful. Wonderful. Right. So now you all know what a Raspberry Pi is, right? Now Raspberry Pi is a device that we make, right? It's part of Raspberry Pi Foundation. Now Raspberry Pi Foundation, yes, it is definitely a computer. It is a single board computer, Dikshit. It's a mini sort of computer. And Raspberry Pi, the foundation, our company, we are a UK-based not-for-profit. We are an NGO. And we work in the field of education. Like, you know, I was introduced in the beginning that I've been in the sector for some time now. And what we essentially do is, you know, advise people, support people in digital literacy, because India is at that level that we are still talking about, okay, how do we open a Gmail account? Rather than how do we make a robot. You guys, you know, everyone on the call, the young ones on the call are one of those, you know, fresh out of the box type of people that have actually experienced a Raspberry Pi. So many people, so many in our country, so many kids in our country, so many schools in our country don't know what that is, right? And let me appreciate you all for being aware, and let me appreciate your parents for giving that access to you, right? So all the parents that are there on the call, a big salute to all of you for providing you know, that support to you, to your young ones. So what we do is basically we help young people, we work with young people, we work with educators, teachers, government, state governments, central governments, to realize the potential of you know, the power of computing, the kind of changes that technology can have all over is just brilliant, right? And there are multiple ways we do that. There are many different ways that we do that. In India, we have done, you know, we work with Odisha government, we work with Maharashtra government, work with rural, you know, children living in rural areas, children studying in government schools. But we also do one other thing, which is, you know, coolest projects. Now, coolest projects is basically a competition. Okay, it is a challenge. All right, it is a challenge for students, for young people, anyone under 18 from all over the world. Okay, so it's a global challenge. Now, understand, it is not a inter-school event. It is not your inter-class event. It is not even state level or national. It is an international event, and we are able to participate in it. India is able to participate in it. That is a big thing, right? And like I was saying, it is for anyone. Does not matter if they are part of Raspberry Pi or not, if they directly work with us or not, if they indirectly, you know, does not matter. It's just meant for everyone. It is free for everyone. It just is, you know, there to support more creators, more creativity, more coolness out in the world. All right. Now it is there for anyone who's up until the age of 18, of course. Now, as you know, all these, you know, challenges, you know, they force you in a positive way to be creative, to push your boundaries, to test out things. We have had so many people from India develop apps, and those apps are now listed on Play Store, and they're earning money through it. And these are young kids, right? So I want you all to think broadly, think big, think wide, right? I'm quickly going to show you a video, and you know, let me know if you can hear the sound of the screen, because I'm not sure if you would be able to hear the sound. All right, so Ramni, just let me know.
First, it won't be able, we won't able to hear the audio. Do you have this downloaded somewhere offline?
I do, yes, I do.
Okay, you unshare your screen. When you click on share button, you will find share file. In that, select your
Right,
MP4
okay.
file and you are good to go.
Got it. So let me do that.
What is coolest project?
Sorry, just give me 1 minute. while I figure this out. And like I was saying, right, like Coolest Projects always has been an in-person event, okay? An in-person event, like a maker fair, like a, like a proper event that happens, right? It has always been that. So I'm just quickly just give me 1 minute, I'll find that. Should I click other options or Windows Explorer?
No. Just click on share button. On the top, you will see
Oh, right,
window, file, and whiteboard. So file is the one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Got it. I like the platform. This is my first time using WebEx actually.
Yeah, it has plenty of new features as well introduced few months back, I
Right.
guess. Yeah.
Perfect. I think I have it.
Okay, I guess it's coming up. And yes, we can see the video player. Can you play? Yes, all done.
The dictionary defines Coolest Project as the world's leading technology.
Vasu, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. So I'm just going to stop sharing that and start sharing this.
On the
I
top,
hope
if you
I'm
can
not
see.
losing out on.
No, it's totally fine. Yeah.
Great. All right. So did you all hear that? Did you all sort of understand, what Coolest Projects is all about? I know that probably if, maybe the audio or everything could have been a little low. So sorry, just give me 1 second. Again, there is a video. So let me try and.
Vasu, do one thing from the presentation itself, try to play it rather than video file, because the students who are joining from web browser, they are not able to see the video file, as well as on live streaming, we are not able to see that. So unmute yourself and play the video on the presentation itself. I guess audio was audible.
Okay. Okay.
And
So let me try.
you can unshare the previous one right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see whether how do I unshare it.
On the
Okay,
top,
so
if you can see the name CP shortened, if you click on it, yeah,
yes.
there you go.
Yes. Perfect. 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 Lovely. I hope you will be able to hear this. Me again now?
Yeah, you're audible. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. So I just showed you 2 videos about coolest projects. And there were a couple of things that I wanted if people would notice. Did anyone notice an Indian face or India's name? Anything? Any of you notice that? Type it in the chat box. No worries. What couple of entries that I showed you? Which countries were shown? Or was India there? You just have to type yes or no. If you saw India's name, type yes. If you didn't see India's name, type no. Sorry. And don't worry, I know that maybe the audio and video sort of lagged. I will be sending out the entire presentation, all right? So do not worry at all. You will have all these details, all these videos for your reference. And yeah, if you can quickly type and let me know that throughout the video, did you see any Indian element in that? Any Indian element? I know you are waiting for someone else to start typing, but you can be the first one, right? It is wise. Sean, yes, that's partially true because we did have some Asian people as well. But was India there? Was India there? In the 2 videos that I showed you, not on my screen right now. What do you think, Mansi? What do you think? Okay, Mamta says no. Anadgeet, what do you think? Anita, Dikshit, Deepak, Chandrika, Arpit, viewers from YouTube, what do you think? Did you see anyone? I'm pretty sure you didn't. I was not, I was not able to see any of the video, right? Okay, we'll send that out. That's fine. But I'm pretty sure that there wasn't. I'm not pretty sure, I'm 100% sure. And that makes me feel sad. That makes me feel sorry, but I'm a little angry also. Because we have so much potential. We have so many of you, so many of, your friends, your society friends, your school friends, who I'm talking about. For you, you are the young creator. You have so much talent. You have so much potential. Why are we not there on the video? Because Coolest Projects was never held in India at all. Right? It has always been held in countries like, say, for example, USA or UK or Netherlands or Belgium, right? And that's why you see all these complex projects. But we don't have to do that. We will reach there. Of course, we will reach there. Yes, we will reach there. But whatever our level is, if we are, just beginning to code, then Scratch is there to help us. If we are maybe somewhere in the middle, and we are learning web designing, HTML and all of these languages are there to support us. If we are advanced, then we have, you're aware of Raspberry Pi and all of these things, right? So Coolest Projects last year was launched as like an online showcase because it was still COVID and, it was at its peak. We thought that it's best to run online and not as in-person sessions. So India has never hosted one. My dream is that next year we will be able to host at multiple cities. So last year we completely smashed it. It was the first time that it was running online, and it was the first time that I started talking about Coolest Projects to people. And like Ramneek said, that there was a time crunch last time, otherwise we would have crossed this number as well. So we were able to achieve something that was unimagined, sort of unheard of. A country which was participating for the first time had the maximum number of projects, right? But we don't get mentioned at a lot of places. Then what is it that we should do? We should do it again this year. Make the world hear us, look at us, and just tell them what our potential is. Take that number from 1,000 to 2,000 directly. All the people that are on the call, promise yourself, promise me that you, along with 5 of your other friends, right, will participate in Coolest Projects. So if 25 of you are here, or 20, even 20 of you are here, that automatically translates to see how many projects, right? So, and we are also celebrating 10 years of coolest projects of being it being running. Sadly, it's only the second time that India is participating, but my sort of request is that if at all you know believe in the cause and the purpose, and if you feel that you have the skill sets, you want to tell the world that this is your idea, this is what you're working on, then coolest projects is your place to be. You also have the camp coming up, right? So Ramnik and I were discussing that how can children benefit out of this, right? How can children benefit out of this? Once you submit a project, it will be showcased in a gallery, something like this. This is what happened last year, right? So as you can see, there is a big sort of, I've highlighted this, like this is, your India. So what I'm also trying to say is that you're not just representing, yourself or your school, you are representing your country, your flag at an international level, right? That needs to have, like, that has some power in it, right? Doesn't that make you feel more excited about this, right? It is a global exposure. It is an opportunity for you and your friends to participate and get global level exposure, right? Your projects will be displayed in an online showcase. It will remain on the internet forever. It is a thing that you can boast about it later on as well, right? For the school camp, you will have coolest projects as a precursor event. Once I work on a project, I submit that project, I get feedback for that project, I work on that project again, I make that level 2 of that project, and I submit it in IEEE PBL camp, right? So this also gives you practice for that camp. This particular event also, what all different things that you will have for this particular year. You will have digital and physical swag. What is swag? Stickers, t-shirts, a couple of Raspberry Pis even, medals, certificate, all of these things, right? You will get direct project feedback from judges. Now, getting direct feedback is very, very important, especially for you when you have to present a project at 2 places. So your chances of presenting a better project in the second stage always becomes higher. There are new project topics that I will tell you about. You will get a medal as well, like I said, and the registration process is a little similar, sort of improved from last year, right? Last year, like I said, we had a lot of countries participate, but India was top, and we want to do it again. And we need your help in sort of doing that, right? We need your help in making India #1 again, right? Quickly coming to sort of nitty-gritties of coolest projects, there are 6 categories: Scratch, web, that would mean websites, right? Anything that you develop on the web. Games can now also include, something that you develop on Unity maybe. Mobile apps, hardware, and advanced programming. These are the 6 categories. Now, one good thing about this is that you can participate as an individual. So as, say, for example, Vasu, I participate in one category, and in some other category, I can participate in as a team as well, right? So for me, as one person, you can participate in all the categories as one individual entry. You can also participate in those categories as people in a group. A group can be of people up to 5 members. Okay, up to 5 members. Now, I just want to clarify and also sort of say that this slide, next year, I want an Indian child to have their face on this, right? And for that, I really, really need your help, your support in this, right? Like I said, there will be swag, that is certificates, medals, all of these things. Your project, even if it's not finished, even if it's in the prototype stage, if it has some elements of coding in it to begin with, it can be entered. Like I said, teams can be up to 5 people, less than 18 years of age. It has to be, you know, there are 6 categories. You need to fit all your projects. Whatever you create needs to be fitted in those 6 categories. One out of the 6 categories, of course. Scratch projects must be registered in a Scratch category, of course. To make Scratch accounts shareable, you know the drill. You are all experts in that. If in case you don't, please feel free to write to me, right? Projects in other categories, meaning other than Scratch, all the 5 categories, you will have to make a short video as to how that project looks, right? Projects must be either written or presented in English. That's of course because it is an international event. So we will have to stick to our global norms, which is, you know, speak and present in English. And a panel of VIP judges will be choosing favorites from your submissions. VIP of panel judges, you might ask, who are these VIPs? While I cannot disclose this year's VIPs, it is an exciting panel. Last year VIPs, you know, we had people like Tim Regan, who's a very famous, you know, if you don't know him yet, Google him. It's famous astronaut, very inspiring. And we had the founder of Scratch, Mitchell, also as one of the judges last year, right? These are all the new categories that have been added. So either your project could relate to, you know, community. It can either relate to environment. It can either relate to health, well-being, or medicine. It can also be just fun, right? It is either artistic or creative. It is in the education category, or it is something about me, my family, or my culture, right? Now, all of these are really, really important. Like whatever you create will either fall, you know, will fall under any of these categories. So make sure that you read all of this and then sort of create, submit. Registration process is very simple. This is how the form looks. And I will, if you want, I can also give, because I'm aware of the time, we are already running 10 minutes behind. So I'll quickly sort of run through this. This is the project first. So registration process, like I said, has been improved. So once you go to Coolest Projects, if you are new, then sign up. If you are not new, then just log in, right? Once you sign up or log in, once you have created an account and once you are in, you will get a dialog box to register a project or submit a project, right? Then you will get project name. So your name of the project, your category. What is category? Those 6 categories, right? Project description, whatever you want to tell about your project. Now, these 3 questions, everyone on the chat, these 3 questions are very important because this guides people, the judges, and, you know, let us understand what the child was thinking behind making this project. As much as the project is important, these 3 questions are also very important. So answering them is mandatory. Yeah, answering them is mandatory. Okay. Sorry, just give me 1 minute. Yeah. Now the next one is a checkbox, whichever category that you feel, whichever, you know, select up to 3 topics that apply to the project. So it can be either community related, environment related, health, well-being related, whatever you think is right. Team details. Now, if you are an individual person, just answer, you know, your name, your surname, your age, because we have to verify the age as well. You cannot be over 18 to participate in this, and your gender, you can prefer not to answer this question as well. Then you put your details, make sure you put India, that's who you are representing. Okay, make sure you represent India, make sure you're selecting India. You can select I attend a code club, or yeah, you can select I attend a code club, and you can put PBL camp as the description so that we know that this is where it's coming from, right? Once you do that, you just click on all of this and you hit register. And that's it. That's how you can participate. Couple of dates that you have to keep in mind. Today is 3rd April. 11th May, everything will be over. Okay. I would say keep in mind that 30th, for example, if you keep on thinking that, oh, it's in May, don't think. Think that 30th April is our last date. So you have exactly 1 month. You have more than, you know, 20 days to work on a project, which is good enough. Just good enough time, right? So you have about a month to work on all of this, right? And like Ramnik has just pointed out, these are a couple of things that You can keep in mind if you want to take a screenshot of this, if you want to, write down my email ID. I would also, I would just request Ramnik to send out my email ID on the YouTube and the chat on WebEx as well. So it's vasu@raspberrypi.org. Feel free to write to me with any queries, any questions, any doubts, anything that you're facing, you're not able to register, you're not able to do something, just let me know. I will be there to help you. Otherwise, the registration process and everything is very, very simple. It's meant to be accessed by everyone, right? So, you can do, if you are wanting to, check out updates, because I keep sharing a lot of things. You can obviously sign up for the newsletter, and obviously make sure that your parents give you consent for this. And yeah, we can't wait to see you. That we do not gather any personal data for data protection purposes. One who's under 13. So if you are under 13, make sure that your parent is on the call, and make sure that your parent is there with you when you are registering, right? So we do not, if you're under 13, you will have to have the guidance of either a mentor or a parent or a guardian with you, right? Yeah, rest everything, we have our privacy guidelines really, really clearly sort of spaced out over here. And I just want to say it again, let's do it. Let's do it. I need your supports, all the participants on the call, on the live stream chat, wherever you are joining us from, whoever is watching this video later on. There is no minimum age to participate, Mamta. That's the beauty. There is no minimum age to participate. So even if you are an 8-year-old or a 7-year-old just starting off with Scratch, and you can only make the cat sprite move, that's also fine, right? That's also fine. It is the idea. Why are we doing this? We are not doing this to give out certificates. We are not doing this to promote ourselves. We are not for profit. We will get promoted however we want, right? Why are we doing this? We are doing this so that learners from villages, from cities, they're all treated alike. From India or from a USA, they're all treated alike, right? And they get the same opportunity that a Vasu will get sitting in Delhi, and Sonu will get sitting in Tripura, for that matter, right? So that's exactly what I wanted to tell you. Just want to remind you that we have a special poster, which I cannot reveal a lot now, but there is a special poster that is being designed by a New York-based designer, artist. He's very, very famous. He's designing something for us. You will get digital and physical certificates. You will get feedback, like I said, and for your next camp, you will be able to use them. Special medal for students, stickers, t-shirts, and a lot of exciting things. But I can maybe quickly give you a peek. Right, so these are a couple of things that we have already. This is the medal, and this is part of the poster. And yeah, that's it. I would be more than happy to take any questions, anything. Thanks, Deekshit, for that response. I hope that's positive. I hope that's positive here. That's a surprised emoji. So I hope that is positive. Yeah, and you just need to keep these 4 things in mind. If you have an idea, start working on that. Make your project, register your project, and just check out the showcase. And if I have to quickly show you the registration, this thing also, just type coolestprojects.org. Because I'm already logged in, let me log out and just quickly tell you. You will obviously have this type of page come up. If you have an account, if you have a Raspberry Pi account already, you can just log in. If you don't, click on sign up. Okay, once you click on sign up, you will obviously be, you will have this window. You will not get this window because I have an account, I'm getting this window. It will say, do you already have an account? Login. If you don't, it will ask you, how old are you? 13 and over, under 13. If you're under 13, then please get your parent or guardian. Like I said, if you're over 13, just go here, do all of these basic stuff that you all do on, creating an account anywhere is very, very similar. You sign up. Once you are signed in, you can just go in and log in. So I will just go ahead and log in. And once I am logged in, I get this. And why are we here? We are here for Coolest Projects. So we will say, visit Coolest Projects. I'm taken into this sort of box again. I click on register now. Oops, sorry, I'm not logged in again. Yeah, it's a little troublesome. But once I just clicked logged in, it just takes into my credentials. For Coolest Projects 2022, I haven't registered any of the projects. I do not have any draft saved. So if I click register a new project, this is the form that I was showing you, right? So I can just type test, category, I can type scratch, I can type test, and whatever you want to write over here, and I can just click whichever chooses. I can enter participants. If I'm the only one participating, then just write that. If I have to add another participant, that makes it a team submission, right? So add participants, then your details. Make sure that you are writing PBL camp over here. Make sure you're writing PBL camp over here, and then you click register, and that's it. That's the process. Any questions? Dikshit, all right, perfect. It was positive. Great. And yeah, like Ramnik says that please feel free to come on camera. I was seeing that Mansi did switch on her video. So Mansi, feel free to come on video if you have any, you don't have to have doubts or questions as of now, but just tell us if you're excited. And maybe if you said, yes, I promise you, ma'am, then that will make my, not just today, but this entire week, probably even a month. And any parents on the call, if you have any questions from a data protection point of view or from any other point of view, I'm here to sort of answer that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Vasu, for your wonderful time taking and explaining about plus warming up with a basic kind of a scratch questions and related coding questions, because it's very much required for students to get a warm up, like what we are talking about here, what we like requesting them, and what are the different project they can submit in the Coolest project. So I invite all the students, parents, and teachers over the call. Please switch on your camera, and now you have access to the mic, so you can unmute yourself and interact with ma'am. Please go ahead. And we will have a short polling as well near to after the QA round, so that we can see how many of you are interested to participate in Coolest project. Perfect. Anyone? Any doubts? Or everything is clear? Obviously, we will be sending you the details as well on the email addresses, what you registered for this camp for. Even in the WhatsApp group also, we will share all the stepwise instructions, how you can participate. But as of now, do you have any doubts or something? Yes or no in the chat window? Let's see. If you don't have any questions, so you should say no. If you have any questions, say yes and come on camera and unmute yourself.
Yeah. And even if you don't have any questions, just switch on your video. I would like to see who we are speaking to. Probably click a picture.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
So
Perfect. Great to see. Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone who's under 13, if you don't want to switch on your video, that's fine. But above 13, you're all sort of adults. So it's okay. You can switch on.
No. Below 13 as well in PBL camp, students are more than excited. When we say them, we are going to take a group pic, they will immediately come up. So that's
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of the.
So we are. Let's use that hook, and let's say that yes, we are taking a group picture. So yes, switch on your cameras now. Mithars just did for a while, and he also stopped. Mithars, switch it on, switch it on. Start the chain of switching on videos. Come on, Mansi. I saw you switch on your video in the middle. It's okay if you don't have a very, nice background, and if it's only, yeah, no problem, Mithars. Just keep your phone stable or your laptop stable. I think Mansi just got to this thing and she left the call. Thank you, Dr. Priyanka. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Don't leave the call. Otherwise, you won't be captured in our group pic.
Yes. Thank you, Mansi. Thank you.
Aditya, Chandrika, Dikshit, Anand Geet, Deepak, Nityavati ma'am, Rubni, Shiva Shankar. Come on. Let's see your faces. then we will surely nearly announce this PBL camp as well. We have a good
Anad.
news with all of you. There we go. Yeah.
Hi, Anad. Where are you from?
Hyderabad, Haryana.
Faridabad. Are lovely. We are parosis. Rubini G. But is that you, Rubini, or is that Mansi? Because I think I saw you on Mansi's this thing as well. Rubini, go ahead. Go ahead. Unmute. I can't hear you. Oops. Let me see if you do have speaker rights. Okay, but I think I understood what you said. You were joining. All right. Hi, Dikshit. Hi. Where are you joining us from? Unmute yourself.
Ma'am.
Sorry?
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Lovely. Koncham koncham. That's the only two words I know in Telugu. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. I
Great.
That belongs to Tamil.
oh,
No, koncham koncham is Telugu also. No?
No,
Mitresh is from Tamil Nadu only.
I am from Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, but it's crossover, right? So many things are similar. It's yeah.
Kind
Hi,
of.
Chandrika.
Hello, Vasu ma'am.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Yeah, I am good, ma'am. What about you, ma'am?
I am very well. I'm very well. Where are you joining us from?
Yeah, I am from AP.
Sorry?
AP,
Couldn't
Andhra
hear.
Pradesh.
AP, Andhra Pradesh. All right, all right. Lovely. We are sort of covering the vertical length of our country, no?
Yeah.
Great, great. So, Ramnik, I think we have enough people who have sort of switched on their videos.
No, these are
Let's
not
not.
enough people. These are not enough people in PBL camp. That's a rule. Everyone should come on camera. Come on. Aditya, Arpita, Deepak, Priyanka ma'am, you again left off. Nityavati ma'am, you are joining from phone, but you can open up your camera. I know it's festival season in Tamil Nadu, but yeah.
Oh, yes. Happy Ugadi.
Yes, yes, yes. Aditya, Arpita, Deepak, Priyanka ma'am, Nityavati ma'am, Shivashankar, we are waiting for you in next 10 seconds. Will you come up? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Aditya came up? Okay, perfect. So we will
Hi,
have...
Aditya.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How are you? Where are you joining us from?
Ma'am, I'm from Bangalore.
Bangalore. Channagitte?
Ma'am, Bangalore.
Yeah. Channagitte? That's, I remember some Kannada.
Perfect. Okay,
All right.
let's take a group pic and then we will
Yes.
start. Give me a second.
Let,
Let me just
let's
grab.
look into our cameras and smile, huh?
Yeah. We can make a W as well. PBL camp.
Yeah.
Women Engineering
Wait,
Project-Based Learning.
how do we
L.
do that? Wait.
Make a 2L and combine it.
Yes.
Yeah. In a W shape. Everyone, come on.
Perfect.
I may need to see. I won't able to do that. I don't have a timer
Wait,
on it.
I can do it. I can do it.
No. It's fine. Totally fine. Bas, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. On the count of 3, 2, and Nityavati ma'am is coming up or not? Yeah, there we go. On the count of 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Let me see if I
Wonderful.
captured it properly or not. Otherwise, my system will say, hey, Ramnik, you did capture, but I didn't save it. Okay, perfect. I got it. Thank you so much, Vasu, for devoting your time and giving your space today with us. And a good news to all the students, parents, and teachers on the call. She will be joining us offline as well on 19 June. 18, 19 June, we will finalize the date soon. It's a good news for all of you that who are nearby to Faridabad. We are going to host it in Manav Rachana University, Faridabad, Haryana, our PBL camp 3.0. And who all are near to that, like schools or you are studying near to that, please feel free to join us offline. We will share all the details in the upcoming month. But as of now, the priority is and the excitement should be towards 𝗧𝗍 project. Try to explore about the details and
Yes.
submit your project. Perfect.
Yes, and
yeah.
you know, just sorry, I would just like to close close it down and reiterate the one thing that we need to keep in mind is you know, just want to remind you again, you're not representing you're representing yourself, you're representing your school, but you're also representing your country. So make sure that you do participate with whatever level of project you have. All right, we need submissions, we need quantity and we need quality. So if you and 5 of your friends, that is it, that is all I ask for. Okay, make sure that you not force them but motivate them, get them to participate with you, you know, and just spread the word, spread it to your friends, spread it to your school, spread it to your society, spread it, you know, to people your age that you know will be excited about this. Just yeah, that is it, that is it. And 11th May is the last date. Do not think as 11th May as the last date. Think of 30th April, and the process is pretty similar. You have my email ID. It's my name, vasu@raspberrypi.org. Ramnik, I think you can also include my email ID in the email that you sent.
Sure, sure. Perfect. Okay. Roushali, over to you.
That's what, yeah. Thank you, ma'am, so much for your wonderful presentation and interaction. So on behalf of IEEE WIE PBL camp, I would like to give you a virtual memento for us. So kindly accept it, a token of gratitude for you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone, every student on the call and sharing your interactivity on the chat window. And that's what IEEE Women Engineering Project-Based Learning School Camp is all about. Because if you don't interact with the speaker, he or she will be sleeping in front of the camera as well as you were going to sleep. So that's great that you interacted, and we will be updating all the details, upcoming events and upcoming updates regarding the camp as well as 𝗧𝗍 project. Vasu is already there on the WhatsApp group with all of you. So feel free to interact with her on WhatsApp as well as email ID we will provide in the post event mail. So thank you so much to all the people who joined us from WebEx as well as from YouTube streaming. Manjeet, Avni, these are the 2 students who were very interactive on the YouTube. Thank you so much for that interactivity, and please take care, stay safe, and looking forward to your projects in the 𝗧𝗍 project. Please take care. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye-bye. Bye.